Hi everyone, I'm your host Brian Christopher, and today we have a special guest joining us. This is Steve Bourie of the American Casino Guide. Steve, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, I am the author of the American Casino Guide. We've been publishing the book for 27 years coming up now because we're going to have a 2018 edition out around November the 1st. Also, we have a website at americancasinoguide.com where we have information on all the casinos and how to play the games. And we also have a YouTube channel, American Casino Guide. We release videos there also on how to play the games and where the best slot machines are, well, the ones with the highest payback. But we cover all the games: blackjack, craps, roulette, slots, video poker, etc.
Yeah, and that's where I found you, was on your YouTube channel actually. And I reached out to him last year during G2E, and he was nice enough to come for an interview, and now he's back again. And I've asked all of you at home what kind of questions you have for him, because he knows a lot of information about slot machines and casinos. And so I have a list of questions to ask you today. A lot of people believe that a slot machine at the end of the line is going to be the hotter. It's going to pay out more because more traffic goes by it, or the one closest to the entrance, or the one closest to the cashier pays out more. Is that true?
No.
Oh.
Well,
I was gasping for all of that because I know they're all like,
right.
I don't believe it.
All right. Well, that's one of the that's one of the biggest rumors that's out there. But I've asked slot manufacturers. Slot managers, who are the people in the casino who are responsible for putting the machines around the casino, and basically what they do, and they all do the same thing. We have statistics in the book. We gather it from the state gaming commissions each year that tell you what the machines pay back, and it's always the same thing. The higher the denomination of the machine, the more the machine's set to pay back. So the penny machines are going to be around 88%. Quarter machines around 90%, dollar machines around 92%, $5 machines 94%, and $2,500 machines 96%.
Okay, I have a question for you on that.
Sure.
So yes, people always ask about payback percentages, so that's a great thing to know. The one question I really don't know is if you're on a machine that is a penny machine, for example, and you said that's around 88%. If you're on a penny machine and you can change the denomination on the machine to nickels or dimes or quarters, each time you change it up, does your payback percentage go up as well?
Yes, each denomination has its own payback percentage.
So another question that ties into this, I think I know the answer now. If you're playing a game similar to like Lightning Link, where you can change the denominations on, is it better to do max bet on pennies for $2.50, or switch up to quarters and do minimum bet at $2.50? Exact same amount bet, but different denomination.
Well, generally, you are better off playing a higher denomination machine because you're going to get a higher percentage payback. So I see people play, say they're going to play a penny machine, 100 lines, so they're betting $1 a spin, but realistically, you'd probably be better just playing a dollar machine one line at a time. Now, it may not be as much fun.
Yeah.
But the payback percentage will probably be higher on that dollar machine than it will be on that penny machine.
Right.
All right. So here is a popular machine, 88 Fortunes, and if you look at this one, there's a whole bank of them, and the amounts of the progressives are all the same across. So does it really matter which one of these things I play?
No, you can be pretty sure that they're all networked together and they all have the same jackpot amounts. So it doesn't matter which one you play, and they're all going to have the same payback percentage.
Okay, so let's walk over here then, because there's a different one over here. Now these ones have different numbers on them.
Right. So these are independent. Okay.
Right.
They're not networked together. So they have their own jackpot. This one's $3,098. That one's $50 more.
So you want to make sure you sit down with the one that has more.
So now you can't be 100% sure, but you can be pretty sure that it's the same game and it's the same denomination, that the payback percentage on both of these machines is the same. So given the option, always sit at the one that's going to pay more money.
So another huge misconception out there is revolving around players cards. So every casino will give you a player's card where you can earn points, and with those points you can get free rooms or free money for like free play to play with or free food. Now using these cards, a lot of people think that when you put it in, it alters the outcome. Is it related at all?
No, they're on two separate systems. It does nothing to affect the payback percentage on the machine.
You heard it, guys. It does nothing. Nothing. You told me that last year, but I've been trying to teach everyone, but no one believes me. They're like, no, because when I took out my card last year, I got a jackpot on the next spin. Just chance, right? It was perfect. You had the right timing.
Dumb luck.
Is all. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the difference in between slot machines. So there is a thing called Type 2 and Type 3. Is that correct?
Well, Class 2 and Class 3.
Class 2 and Class 3 machines. Can you explain the difference a little bit, and whether or not one is better than the other in terms of winning?
Well, in Nevada, you're not going to come across Class 2 machines. Class 2 machines are generally found in Indian casinos. So now if you go to, say, Oklahoma, well, Oklahoma, they have Class 2 and Class 3 in Indian casinos. But a Class 2 machine works differently. It'll look like a slot machine, but somewhere on the window of the machine, you'll see a little bingo card. So actually, with a Class 2 machine, you are playing bingo. So it's different. And you can't play, someone else has to be playing a Class 2 machine in order for, you can't be one person, because you have to be playing against someone else. Oh. It's a legal distinction. And Indian casinos are allowed to have Class 2 machines, and they don't have to share the revenue with the state. So sometimes Indian casinos like Class 2 machines. It's a little complicated because if a casino wants to have Class 3 gaming, they have to enter into an agreement with the state called a compact, and it decides how much they will pay if they pay anything at all, because they have to share sometimes the revenues with the state. Okay,
so but they still work on random number generators, or is it just or is that bingo?
It's
same idea, or?
It's just a speeded up game of bingo.
Okay.
But so it acts differently, but again, it's probably the same situation where the higher the denomination, the more the machine is set to pay back.
Okay, so it's not like, because sometimes when I sit down at one of the bingo machines, people say, "Oh, get off! It's a bingo machine. You're gonna lose."
Where do you play bingo machines?
California? There's some in California, yeah, where I am.
At the Indian casino.
Exactly.
In California.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So if I sit down at a bingo machine, it's not like my odds are now all of a sudden like on the floor, right?
I don't think they're necessarily, because they don't release payback percentages.
Why don't they? Because they don't have to, right?
Well, there's some in Connecticut. They do, but they're not Class 2 machines. They're Class 3. So they're sort of similar. Between if you look at the Indian casinos in the Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods, the payback percentages are similar to Atlantic City. So there's not a huge difference.
All right, guys, we have a few more questions for you. One of them is there a good time to gamble? A lot of people feel during long weekends, for example, the casinos like boost it so we all lose our money. Or they think on weekends is better, or weekdays, or at 3 in the morning. Does it matter what time of day it is?
No, it doesn't matter at all. Like I said before, casinos put the machines, they're set to pay back a certain percentage within that denomination. Now casinos have no idea when the machine's going to pay out. All they know is over the long term, these machines are going to return what they're set to return. So it's not like you had mentioned on the weekends. People say, oh, on the weekends they tighten the machine because they know all the tourists are in town, and during the week they loosen them up so they can get in more business from the locals or whatever. It doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way, because I even know that that's the truth, but gosh, the last few long weekends I've lost my butt. So I was like, maybe it's true. And even I was with some friends last weekend, and they're like, oh, this whole section. They've changed the whole section over here. I'm losing on every machine. We got to go to a different section. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
All right, so here's like one of my favorite ones, Wonka. It's got a huge jackpot. So does The Big Bang Theory and Buffalo Grand. Now these amounts, like look at the Buffalo Grand and Big Bang Theory. They're actually linked. They have the exact same amount at the top. And it's not just its casinos, is that right? It's other casinos as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they share in it, and then the slot manufacturer is responsible for
And now they're linked with, what did you call it? Wide area?
Wide area progressives.
Wide area progressive.
So they can be linked around in the city or around the state.
And on different games, obviously, because Big Bang Theory and Buffalo Grand. All right. Now let's walk over to MegaBucks and have a look at that one too.
The outcome of a game is always based on timing, correct? It's the random number generator. It's when you hit spin.
Correct.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if a lot of people feel also if you hit the cash out button, take out your ticket, and put it back in again, now it'll start paying me.
No.
All it does is just change up the timing of when you're going to hit spin next, right?
Right. Well, it's like the one where people are playing the machine for an hour and they lose all their money, and then someone comes and sits down behind and pushes the button. They win a jackpot.
Yeah.
And they say, "Oh, if I was there, I would have won that jackpot." Mm-hmm. Well, there's an infinitesimal chance that you would have won that because you would have had to hit that button at the exact same microsecond.
Yeah.
You know, a thousandth of a second where that person did.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it's not very likely.
How many numbers are in a random number generator? Is it different on different machines? Do we know?
It's different. Well, like if the higher the amount you can win, the more combinations are going to be in there.
Oh, okay. So that's like for MegaBucks, for example.
There's got to be
50. I've heard your odds of winning MegaBucks are 1 in 50 million.
I guess what it pays. It starts at $10 million.
Starts at 10 million. Yeah.
So I would assume there's at least 50 million combinations in there. So every time you, but every time you push the button, you know there's one winning combination that's going to win you the $10 million.
Right.
So, but if you were walking through a casino and you saw someone just won MegaBucks, and say, oh well, you shouldn't play that machine forever because someone won on that machine. Well, it doesn't matter. The machine doesn't know. Every time you play that game, you have a 1 in 50 million chance of winning the jackpot. If that's the number of combinations.
This happened to me last night, actually. I was in the high limit room with some friends. We were putting some money machines together, and there was a top dollar machine that had just hit double diamond for 16 grand. Mm-hmm. And so we were all like, oh, we should probably not play that machine. It's paid out all its money.
Right.
Are the chances of hitting the 3 double diamonds the exact same right after that one?
Exact same right after.
Exact same. Because it's another thing. Like you always wonder, the grand just hit.
Right.
Or that's a brand new machine. It just started at nothing.
Right.
Your chances are going to be low right now to hit it.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
And that's one other thing that people think. They say, okay, well if this machine is set to pay out 90%. And it just paid out $16,000, then it has to stop paying these other people in order to get that $16,000 back. But it doesn't work that way. Every time, whatever's in there, the odds remain constant every time you play the machine of getting one of those combinations in the random number generator.
And to come back to the MegaBucks one just for 1 second, assuming your chances are 1 in 50 million of hitting it the right second, what that means is if you have 50 million people in a line and everyone comes up and hits spin one time, it doesn't mean it's going to hit one of those people.
Right.
Right? It might not hit any of those people. It's just every spin is 1 in 50 million, 1 in 50 million, 1 in 50 million.
Right.
All right, so here is a MegaBucks machine. It's up over 10 million. They started at 10 million. Someone has won it recently, so it's come down. There's someone that won it right there. So how are odds on this kind of machine?
Well, this is one of the worst machines you can play. I mean, you can win a lot of money, but it's the odds are very much stacked against you. And this is a wide area progressive. No matter, so you could go up in Reno, and the jackpot would be the same. All of these machines are linked together, and they all have the same jackpots that they share all around the entire state. Now, one of the problems with this is a dollar machine.
Right.
And the average payback on this machine on the Las Vegas Strip is around 87%. And since it's a dollar machine, if you were to play a regular dollar machine, the average payback is around 93% on the Las Vegas Strip. So you are giving up about 6% average payback on a machine like this. So I tell people
that's a lot of money.
It's nice to be able to have a shot to win a lot of money, but you don't want to take a lot of your bankroll and put it in this machine. If it, take maybe 5% of your bankroll. If you're coming to Las Vegas or you like to play slot machines, don't put all your money in this machine. It'll just eat you alive. Because put it in a regular dollar slot machine because you're going to get 6% more.
Right.
So if you want to take a shot at it, hope you get lucky, take a little bit of money, put it in here. But the majority of your bankroll should go into regular slot machines and not these wide area progressives. They're just too hard to win. It's my understanding that it has its own separate random number generator.
Okay.
But it's not predetermined. But when someone's playing a regular game, if they say, well, if does it change anything if I stop the reels? You don't change anything, because once you hit the spin button, that stops the random number generator. And so it doesn't matter if you stop the reels early.
Right.
You're going to have the same combination.
That's in a regular one. But in a bonus, if you stop the reels, it'll change the outcome in the end, because the next time it spins will be sooner, so it'll be on a different number, right?
That's a wow.
It's hard to say. I mean, it's probably a case-by-case basis, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, when you go to the G2E this week,
I will ask them at G2E.
You ask one of the engineers.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And another thing you did mention again was with Wheel of Fortune, for example. As soon as it goes, you got the spin. It's not determined yet what it's going to land on the wheel until you hit the spin button for it to go around.
Right, it's got a secondary one. But what people have to understand is if there's, because I get this question a lot too, if they say, well, I always get a low one, and I should have I have a 1 in 20 chance of doing better than that. Well, they're weighted. If there's 20 numbers on there might be actually 200, and out of the 200, one is the giant 1,000 coins, and the others are weighted so that they will come in more often.
Are the lowest number.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to keep in mind that you don't have a 1 in 20 chance of hitting 1,000. It might be 1 in 200 chance of hitting 1,000.
Right. Okay. And this kind of ties in with what we were saying. You may have already answered it, but when you get a bonus, how do you know when it's predetermined? So when you have to pick, right? The consensus with a lot of us slot players right now is when you pick all your things and the 3 finally match, and then it shows you what everything else was going to be, then it was up to you. But if it doesn't show you what the other options were, it was predetermined.
That's our understanding too. If they do not show you what you chose, what was underneath what you chose, then it was predetermined.
Okay.
So that seems to be the way it works.
All right. Now, sometimes you get choices in a bonus where you can pick how many spins you want to do, how many free games. You can either pick the lowest number, which is usually 3, or the highest, which is 15. And then with those, they come with different kinds of multipliers. So you can do 3 games with like times 5 or times 25, all the way up to 25 games or 15 games with times 2 or 3. Does it matter which one you pick?
I don't think it matters.
You don't think it matters?
No.
Do you think the outcome will be like about the same? I mean,
well, there's just more variance. You're going to have a lot more lower winning combinations if you go on the safe side, and if you want to go on the risky side, you could win a lot more, but it's hard.
See, the difference, I think, is if you pick the one with most spins, you have more chances of re-triggering the bonus and getting that many more spins again. So if you only do one with 3 spins, you only get 3 chances to re-trigger. If you do one with 15 spins, you get 15 chances.
I like it. I like your idea there.
Yay, I win. Because I've had that conversation so many times with people. And they want to win the most money, obviously. Right. And so they want to get that times 5 one all the way across the board, or 25 times, or whatever it is. And so yeah, you can have a single big hit with that one, or you can have many smaller hits that add up to a bigger hit. Well, so there's a difference with the type of machines that we're playing out there, and there's a lot of them that are themed with like Zorro or Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, stuff like that. Now, do those ones pay out less because of royalties?
Generally, the payback percentages are less. Yeah, because the more expensive it is for the casino or the manufacturer to put that machine in there, the lower the payback percentage overall is going to be.
Breaking news, this just in. We just got some inside information. Apparently, a lot of, this is from one or two slot companies have come out with this, that a game with a theme related to a film or TV show, they actually might have the exact same payout percentage, but the bigger difference is the betting thresholds are a little bit higher. So the minimum bet, instead of it being 30 cents, might be 50 cents, and all the way across. So that's something to know. And then tied in with this is the larger machines. So there's some, say, 777 jackpot machines that are huge, or the huge Zorro machines. It's my understanding that the bigger they are, the lower the payout percentage, because it takes up more square footage. They gotta recoup more money. Is that a thing? Or costs more for the machine, I'm guessing too.
Well, when you say take up more space, you mean like the big giant tall ones you're talking about? Well, years ago they used to have these big giant Big Berthas. So, were you familiar with the Big Berthas?
I wish I was.
Well, those were ones they were about 8 feet tall, and they only had 3 reels, and you might see them downtown. They're still in downtown Las Vegas, and they had a big handle, and people loved to pull the handle. And those, I guess, were and they were generally dollar machines. Those were probably, but they were a gimmick machine,
right?
You know. So.
All right, I got 2 more questions for you. One of them is, if you're sitting on a machine and there's all these different bets you can do, 60 cents all the way up to $3, and you've been betting $3 the whole time, and then all of a sudden you do one bet at 60 cents, and the lights flash and you get a jackpot, and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I not hit $3 at that one time? Had you hit it at the exact same millisecond or whatever it is, would it have been the same outcome on the reels?
Yes.
It would have been. I thought they were on a separate random number generator, no?
No. The random number generator, it's basically
for the machine.
For the machine. So and the machine, the random number generator doesn't care how much money you bet. So it doesn't change the outcome if you whether you bet a minimum or maximum. All it does is just spit out combinations to show you the result. So and it doesn't care how much money you bet. Now the pay table on the machine could affect how much you're going to win, depending on how much you bet. But the random number generator doesn't care. Good.
Final question.
Okay.
This is the most important question. I saved it for the very end because I know everyone wants to know the answer to this one. If I talk sweet to the machine and I rub it and I touch the bonus symbols, will they come?
You sound like my wife now. Because my wife says the same thing. She rubs the machine. Doesn't help. I see people do that all the time, and they bang on the machine.
Some people bang. There are some bangers. And
bangers.
I gotta tell you.
You got bangers and you got rubbers.
Okay.
My wife's a rubber.
CasinoSwag.com. Are you a banger or a rubber? Coming your way. I gotta tell you though, like so many times I have walked by and people are like rubbing it and touching and I've made fun of them. I kind of do that sometimes now. Sometimes I'm like, oh, come on, bonus symbol. I'll just like touch it.
Well, I guess the best way to look at it is it doesn't matter whether you're a banger or a rubber or a watcher. The results will be a banger, a rubber, or a watcher.
Yes.
The results will be the same.
New shirt's coming our way. Well, thank you so much, Steve. I really appreciate you coming to join us. Make sure you check out his channel as well. I've got the link in the description, as well as if you want to grab his book, American Casino Guide. And on his channel, I'm going to be doing a video with him as well. He's going to teach me a little bit about some poker strategies. So thank you again. It was a pleasure, as always.
Thank you, Brian.
And I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.
All right.